Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host at Rodol's Blitz, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the Emil 1951, as I have not reviewed this tank in a very, very long time. Now, in looks and playstyle, this tank is very comparable to the Tech Tree Emil 1. The big differences between these two tanks is that the Emil 1 has much more turret armor, but the Emil 1951 has much more mobility and a much better gun. I personally like the Emil 1951 a lot more than the base Emil for a couple reasons. First of all, the mobility is really nice. It has 40 kilometers per hour of a top speed, 20 in reverse, and it has a power to weight of almost 16. That allows this tank, with its very small stature, to be pretty aggressive in the front line. As well, the gun on this tank has 241 standard pen, which is amazing for a heavy, and 284 on the premium, which is also absolutely fantastic. In comparison, the Emil's 228 on the standard and 254 on the premium don't even come close to the Emil 1951. But the big advantage the Emil 1 has is its turret is 180 millimeters thick instead of, I think, the 160, yeah, 160 that the Emil 1951 carries. So both of these tanks are very strong, and I would be willing to say that the Emil is actually better than the premium counterpart when it comes to winning, because the Emil has super speed boost, which means it can reverse at 30 kilometers per hour, still go 40 as a top speed, and as well, it doesn't really lack anywhere else apart from the pen and a little bit on mobility off of the speed boost, but it's not that big of a difference, honestly, and the fact that the Emil just has 20 millimeters more of turret armor allows it to be so much more aggressive, especially against tier 9s, like a game where we're up against an ST1 or a Jagdtiger. The Emil 1951 is a lot more enjoyable, though, because its gun actually, is really good, especially with the pen. I mean, the Jagdtiger and ST1 stand no chance against my penetration values. Unfortunately, when it comes to that enemy lineup, my turret's going to be penned by the Shark, Semovente, the other Semovente. Honestly, everything's going to pen me. That really sucks for me, but that is definitely going to be the case. So I'm going to make my way a little bit into the front line here. I'm going to stay hull down in this position, and we've finally gotten our clip loaded. Let's see. There is a lot of tanks, and we get a nice shell into the Shark. I'll take it. Thank you very much, game. And now we're going to drive over and get a miss on the IS hatch. Unfortunate. We can try another, and that was just sad. That should have been, but it looks like it went a little bit towards the middle instead of where I actually wanted it to go. But oh well. Let's reload again, and we'll have our shells in 10 seconds. Now this here is the kind of prime example of where you want to use the Emil. Fully hull down against your opponents, where it's going to be very hard to counter this type of tank. So we get one shell into the IS-6 and two shells into the IS-6. I just want to point out that this is an IS-6 Fearless, a vehicle that you had to painstakingly grind in ratings to get, and the guy is already dead. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. But we're okay. We're doing fine. Let's back up here. So the Shark is going to have a bit of a hard time penning me. We got 6 seconds left before we have our shells ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have our shells ready. Okay. Well, I'm going to see for now if I can get some shells into the ST1. There's one easy shell and 2 easy shells. ST1 does end up penning me, but we still get our third shell out, which means we traded about 400 hit points to deal 900 in return. And you can see where this gun feels very, very nice. It's super flexible, which you just don't ever feel like you're in a bad situation when using this tank. Now, the Semovente, as I explained, will go right through my turret, which you saw. So there are definitely weaknesses this tank carries, but, I mean, the fact that this gun just butters through the Shark. Oh, look at that. Super, super clean hatching shot into that enemy there. The ST1 misses me. Not really sure what he was shooting at, but he did miss, which is great. And in the situation that I see myself stuck in, I'm going to back up this way. This is where that great 20 kilometers per hour of reverse allows you to just super quickly reposition. And we're going to flank wide. That way I can get to the side of this ST1, I can get to the side of the Jagdtiger, and the Shark without really worrying. So let's first of all finish off the Shark. I don't really care if that ST1 shoots me all too much. We still have plenty of health left. And even though he's probably going to be a little bit of a nuisance, it doesn't matter. There you go. Batchat gets to his rear, gets one, gets 2 pens in, and a badonk. He's dead. And now the tank I want to go for, the Jagdtiger. We're going to go for his track, and we hit his track. Unfortunately, it didn't really do too much, but we still got the second shell in. We're over 3,000 damage at this point. And, yeah, pretty good battle. You can see why the Emil 1951 just feels so dang flexible, and that's because it really is flexible. I mean, the gun is just great. Batchat finishes off the enemy there. We got the Semovente contra Caro, and we would have been able to get a shell in if that STG didn't, but either way, pretty solid battle. You can see the armor, not amazing. We didn't really get too many bounces at all. But it's the fact that this gun just feels so dang nice and so flexible. Haul down against your opponents. 3,200 damage dealt. Probably the top on our team. Yes, sir. And, I mean, you just saw me butter through the enemy. That Shark stood no chance. 1,000 hit points off him. The IS-6, I don't know what that guy was doing. I mean, he has to be a decent player. Yeah, 64%. That guy just... He honestly kind of threw the game for his team there. Maybe he was just not having it that day, but oof. All right, here we are. Second battle, once again, up against Tier 9s, T95, a Leopard PTA, and a Boss Chatillon 25 ton. We have a Jagdtiger. I'm hoping it's not that no camo Jag. It is. Well, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Okay. We also got the Standard, which is a nice tank, but we also have a 54E1. If I'm going to be completely honest, from the lineup we have, I would say we have a decent chance of losing this battle. I think we can win if our team works well together, but usually the 54E1, I don't know why, but just 90% of 54E1 players are usually bad at maneuvering that specific tank. It's a tricky vehicle to use. And that no camo Jagdtiger from last battle did not give me the best impressions of Skillbow Baggins, so I guess we'll find out. But you know what? That Leopard is also making big boy mistakes. Already threw away half of his health, though. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. I'm not going to make any guesses yet. All right. Let's make our way into the front line here. The Titan 54D gets badonked, and so does that Leopard. We haven't even gotten a shell in yet, and their team is already absolutely bled. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy there, and another... Well, I was going to say nice shell, but you know what? We'll save the last one for the Leopard. Unfortunate. That shell, honestly, I did aim it a little too low. I was just kind of hoping, though, that my dispersion would send it true. We saw it did not. Alright, well, this is actually going pretty good so far. Unfortunately, it looks like we got hit by the T95 because, you know, T95 is a tank you should camp in, clearly. You know, I've been playing it wrong all these years. You should be sitting in the back, red line, like there in the T95. The most annoying part is that spot's actually really good, and it's going to completely counter me. Really trying to do anything here, but I am going to get to the side of the Semovente. There's 1 pen in, and 2 pens in, and there you go, 95 pens me again. Well, that's really annoying, actually. That's really all there is to say. Yeah, wow. We might be dead. I am pretty sure I'm dead. I don't know how I can avoid this 95. I guess we can sit, like, right here. Yeah, this is about the only spot I can sit to avoid that T95. Hopefully our Semovente HE's that guy. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, boy. All right, well, let's just go for it. Yes! All right, we're alive. We are alive. I'm going to be honest. That T95 is really cringe. Why would you camp there, though? Like, what's the point? Why? What, you know, that's just what I don't get. Like, yeah, oh well. He definitely lost his team this game sitting in the back there. This was not a great battle, and you can definitely see where the Emil's turret falls short. I mean, it's a really solid tank, but the turret armor definitely can be a bit poor sometimes, and that was a pretty good example there. But we're going to get 1, we're going to get 2, and, well, that shell. A little bit of lag, but that shell did not go anywhere where I hoped it would. Either way, doesn't matter. That T95 is going to die, and he did, to be honest, get a pretty decent farm out. But if he had definitely frontlined, could have made a huge impact in the game for his team. All right, well, let's reload. We're not able to get it out, but we still won. We didn't do all too much at all. Maybe like 1,500 damage. But I guess we distracted. So this was a good battle to showcase where the Emil 1 would have done better. The Emil 1 would have done, yeah, 1,200 damage. Yeah, that was lame. I'm going to do one more battle. That was That was a really boring, lame battle. But what I was going to say is that the Emil 1 would have done a lot better in that game. Because the Emil 1, I could have just not worried about my turret being penned. Even the T95 with standard ammo would struggle to pen the Emil 1's turret, where that's definitely not the case for the Emil 1951. Especially for that Contra Caro, that thing will struggle to pen an Emil 1 turret hull down. I mean, the thing buttered right through my turret. So that is the thing about the 1951, is that it definitely hurts to go up against high pen tanks. And judging that Wargaming keeps releasing vehicles that have more and more pen, yeah, it does kind of put a bit of a suffer on this vehicle's playstyle. But the good news is that the gun is so dang good that you always penetrate your opponents that you're aiming at. Apart from that Semovente, you saw how stupid that thing's armor was last battle. Even with premium at 284, it's still red. But it's fine. Now you'll notice here, this is where that great mobility comes into play. I mean, this tank does feel really mobile, really agile, which is something that I like about it. Oh my god. You really don't realize how poor this thing's turret armor is until you're using it, but man, it is really, really poor turret armor. Thankfully, I mean, the T-77 just stands no chance, and neither does this RAAC. This is where the tank just feels so good, though. I mean, yeah, we got penned once, but we dealt 845 damage already. And now we're just going to reload. We've got 10 seconds left, and because this tank reverses so fast, you don't ever really need to worry about opponents dealing with you. So we're going to reload here, and 3, a 2, a 1, and we're going to try and track this T-29. Okay, I guess we're just not going to do anything. All right, well, let's push over here. Let's get one nice shell into you, and a nice shell into you, and now we can back up. T-29 has to drive all the way over, but he's not going to be able to hit us, and what is this guy doing? Well, I can't help you as much as I'd love to, Centurion. I really can't because of my reload here. Well, we got 5 seconds left. Hopefully I can get one shell in. 3, a 2, a 1, and bonk. There you go. Hopefully the Tiger does clear him, which he did. And there you go. One shell into the T-29. Let's try and get another one out. There you go. And with that, we took off 600 health there. This is a really good battle to showcase where the Emil just feels great. I mean, the reverse is so good that this T-29 is actually struggling to catch us here. And there you go. We were able to back in the cover. I don't know why this guy has such a hard-on for me. I mean, dude is not going to accomplish much. We're going to reload in one more second here. And congrats, you killed yourself. Yay! All right, well, let's clear the T-29. I've got plenty of mobility for that, and as I said, against vehicles that don't have as much pen, that's when the armor on this tank fares really, really well. I'm going to start reloading my clip at this point. I think that we have enough time that with me reloading it now, we should be able to get a full clip into this WZ-110. So we got 8 more seconds left. Come on. Come on, I believe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I think we can get a full clip out. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and come on, let's get that final one out. Bonk, there you go. Not bad at all. So 3,600 damage this game. But this is a perfect example of just where the Emil 1951 is so good. Sure, against some tier 9s, especially high pen vehicles, it will struggle, but that's fair. I mean, that makes sense. This is not an overpowered tank. It's actually pretty well balanced. But when you're able to get it into one of those situations and use that clip and use that mobility and the armor, it just feels so nice. The gun is absolutely A+. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about the Emil 1951 in the comments down below, if you think it's a good or bad tank, but it's definitely not a bad tank. It's still a great vehicle, and I just feel like nobody's ever talked about it that much lately, so why not share it some light? Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.